In today's video, we talk about how female physique competitors are impacted by contest prep. What's going on, guys? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and in today's video I'm going to bring you something from the new publication called MASS. It's the monthly application of strength sport, and I have a link directly below where if you click on it you sign up. It's an affiliate link for myself. Here's the caveat: any money that I make from the affiliate I am going to be donating to the University of South Florida. Now, previously I did a video with this and the link I had was not the correct affiliate link. That was just a link for the free sign up. I'm not that smart. My man Eric Helms emailed me. He said, "Paul, get your shit together." So I did. It's together. Click that link, sign up for a great publication that's going to discuss science and research and kind of give you the tools to understand what the research tells us, because they are reviewed by three amazing individuals: Eric Helms, Dr. Mike Zordos, and Greg Nuckols. And so I myself have a subscription. And here we go with a discussion that relates very much to what's going on in my life right at this moment. And this is the kind of stuff that, gosh, had it been around years ago, I think a lot more people would be using this type of information in their coaching. Luckily, I have had access to some of these people, including Eric. I've spent some time with Eric and gained a lot of knowledge, and so I want to discuss today's article, which is: how are female physique competitors impacted by contest preparation? As you may know, I work with a lot of females, and in fact this weekend I'm going down to West Palm Beach. I have two of my closest friend competitors competing. Lauren Dannemiller, who is here in Tampa with me, and my friend Amy Schmidt, who is in Fort Lauderdale, are both doing that show. So I am making a road trip. I am leaving tonight, Friday night, from Tampa, driving over to Ormond Beach. So if you're in the Ormond Beach area, I'm going to be at the NGA Gator Classic in Ormond Beach all day tomorrow with my good friend Troy, who is here from South Africa. And then I am driving down early Sunday morning because it's a NPC and IFBB Grand Prix show in West Palm Beach. So it's going to be awesome to get to see both of them. And it ties in nicely to today's topic, which is: what are the impacts that contest prep has on the female competitors? This article in particular was reviewed by none other than Eric Helms. So this research in particular set out to discuss a few things. That is, what are the changes that happen to the female physique competitor over the course of contest prep? And they looked at the starting point, the middle, and then a later time, and the middle would actually be where contest prep ended, or the goal date was reached. So the beginning of a contest prep, the end of contest prep, then at the end of the recovery period, which was almost the same as the amount of contest prep, right? So what they looked at was a few key things, including things like, hormones and strength and body fat and body composition. And so reading this article was, for me, very nice because it actually reminded me, or made me feel good about the way I do things as a coach. Some of the suggestions they talked about, the rate at which body fat should be lost to optimize fat loss and optimize the physique. It talked about, the rate of how muscle loss can happen or even muscle gain. Talked about the menstrual cycle and how, for a lot of competitors it's lost, but it does come back after the recovery period. So a lot of the things that it drove home for me were things that I already knew, and it's nice when you get something with scientific peer-reviewed research that kind of backs up your philosophies and the way that you do things. Now, that's because like I said before, I've associated with a lot of people that are much smarter than me and have laid the groundwork for how things should be done properly. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of people out there that do things the absolute wrong way. So for example, let's take one key piece of advice that this review gave us, and that is the rate of fat loss. I see a lot of people will set a rate of fat loss at 2, 3, 4 pounds a week, and for a female that doesn't weigh a whole lot, that can be a very high percentage of their weight. Whereas this article discusses about 0.07% of your weight as the right amount of weight to lose per week, which doesn't sound like a lot. So let's say you're 130 pounds. That would mean you're losing about a pound a week, right? I've seen some coaches put out plans where they're just throwing starvation diets and tons of cardio, and you see 3-4 pounds of fat loss initially, and this shows that it's not the right way to do it, right? So when we're talking about retaining lean body mass, retaining overall well-being, things like that, the right amount of weight loss, I usually focus on about 1%. I want to be in that range. When you're a little further from stage weight, you might be a little over 1%, but as you get closer to stage weight, 0.5% of your body weight lost is still a good week. Progress is progress. So that was one of the great takeaways for me. Research on competitive athletes is rare. Research on female competitive athletes is really rare. And then to boot, these were all natural female competitors. So it's really rare research, and it's something that people always ask about. Oh, what happened in this population? So you have to be excited about seeing this type of research, and this is just the type of thing that this mass publication is bringing to us, and I'm really excited about it. I can't explain how excited about it, because for years people would ask me, hey Paul, where can I learn more about what you do, how you got where you are, or how you know what you know, and it was hard for me to give them advice because my experiences were how I got where I was, attending these events and meeting these people and just being in a group of people that I've known for years that kind of have this information. But now I can tell you that this publication is changing things. And you can see, I'll put the table of contents right here, and you can see some of these titles are just fantastic ideas that relate specifically to the science of building muscle, getting leaner, competing, looking like a general badass, right? These are just fantastic. One of the big takeaways that I would like to discuss with females in particular, and I like to pick on girls right now, I'm picking on you ladies, is the idea that for the body's hormones to return to normal, which they tested, remember I said at the beginning, at end of prep, and at the recovery period was up, the hormone levels took 3 to 4 months to return to normal, to baseline. So what does that tell us? Well, that tells us that if you diet down for a show and don't give yourself enough time until you diet again, you're going to start to compound hormone issues. That's when we see some strange things happen with, under 1,000 calories, 2 hours of cardio a day, and body fat not moving as it should. Right? The term in the past that we would refer to is called metabolic damage. We've kind of since done away with that term. But these metabolic adaptations also correlate with hormonal adaptations. So the takeaway from this, and if you don't watch my videos, go back and watch some of my videos. I did a really kind of angry rant video where I just said stop perpetually dieting, because women in particular, I'm sorry to pick on you ladies, but it's much more female. And it's probably not your fault. It's just a function of being a woman from an early age, right? You're focused on weight and size and all these things. But the idea that women never really allow themselves to spend time in a building state, in a surplus, at maintenance, they're always kind of focused on that next weight goal. And when the weight goes up, they go right back on a diet, right? So they're always in a diet, perpetually dieting. And this is some research that shows us, right? It takes time for your hormones to recover. And let me tell you something, when your hormones recover, things start to happen that don't happen during contest prep again. You start to feel good, you start to have energy, focus. You're not so hyper-focused on food. Your libido increases. Your just quality of life improves. And if you're never allowing that to happen, well, I fear that it's just going to be a bad cycle for you. And I know it can be tough. I deal with the psyche of a lot of women that are going through this, but I can also tell you, my client Lauren Dannemiller is a perfect example. She took 2 years off between shows, and she has literally added pounds of muscle. Now granted, she was a novice competitor last time we worked together, even though she got nationally qualified. Her physique has changed. Actually, I'll show you a picture. She just posted this on her Instagram. This is her shot from the back from the transformation that she's made. And this was allowing herself 2 years between competing. Now, do you think that if she had dieted every 6 or 8 weeks for a show over the last 2 years, she would have made this dramatic improvement. No, this was taking time off from prepping and putting in the work day in and day out, and allowing her body to improve to the point where I can't even tell you, the last few weeks with Lauren has gone phenomenally well. We've actually been raising her calories over the last week, and she's continued to drop. These are the kind of things you can't do if you're just not in a good place to prep. You know, we're always fighting against your body instead of allowing your body to work with you. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. I gotta get going, gotta get work done. Tonight, I got a long road trip to Ormond Beach, and then all day I'll be in Ormond tomorrow, the NGA Gator Classic, and then I got a road trip Sunday morning down to West Palm, and then I got a road trip back to Tampa Sunday night late after I watch my girls compete. It's gonna be an awesome weekend. I'm excited, you know, the competition season's kicking off, headed to Toronto to see Emily Hayden, and headed to Austin, Texas soon, the Europa. Got an awesome client competing there. The best part is I'm gonna try to document it all. If you guys are interested in like the vlog style stuff, well, I'm gonna be doing that, seeing how it goes. I got my man Chad Nutter coming to Tampa. All right, guys, you have an awesome day, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hey guys, here's a few clips. So I wanted to give you an update. So basically what you're looking at here, I'm gonna start overlaying some clips. The last couple weeks have been really hectic with getting moved into my new house, but it's starting to finally move forward because we're starting construction on my new office. This is going to be Pro Physique headquarters, if you will, right? So the reason I'm building a separate office is I really want my own space to be creative, to put out content, and to get a lot of work done in a really productive environment. Working inside my house, this is the guest bedroom. I've got my office set up in here. It's great at times, like when no one's home, like right now, my son is at school. But you know, most of the day, my wife is home, my son is home, and I tend to get kind of interrupted, and the thoughts can't flow as they should. But this office is going to be fantastic for doing collaborations, having people come to visit. They'll have a place to stay, we'll have a place to collaborate. It's gonna be great for me to do client work because I can sit there in silence and just focus and get work done. When I'm at work, I'm at work. For anybody that works at home, you know that struggle. It's the separation of that feeling like you're at home while also trying to get work done. So that's gonna be it, and I think I want you guys to follow along with that journey. Like, here's the construction of it. You're gonna see the block go up next week, the trusses, the walls being built, the paint, the flooring, reinstalling the gym, setting up the office, setting up the workstations, and you know, I'm gonna try to document that as much as possible. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and if not, I'm gonna do it anyway because I wanna see it 10 years from now. It'll be like a diary for myself. All right, guys.